Let's see, are we live? Hi, Facebook. I don't know if we're live. I hope this is working. Welcome to my page. This is Helene at Intuitive Goddess. And I really don't know if this is working because generally I do this on the phone. So I'm working from a laptop, but I'm coming to you to talk about Vogel crystals. And the reason that I'm talking about Vogel crystals tonight is I happen to be shopping for something else on Etsy, or Etsy, I call it Etsy, and I came across a Vogel crystal, quote unquote, that was selling for $65. And when I started to research, there were quite a few supposedly Vogel crystals on sale at Etsy and across other internet shops. And so I want to make some things clear about the crystals, why it's important to have a real Vogel crystal. And let's get started. So first of all, for those who don't know anything about Vogel crystals, this is a Vogel crystal. This is a real Vogel crystal. And isn't that beautiful? Okay. This is a real crystal. Vogel crystals are the babies or brainchild of Marcel Vogel. And he happened to be a scientist for IBM. And so we know that quartz and crystals have a lot to do with computers. And so he was at the forefront of that energy, and he's attributed with different things, including discovering the LCD crystals, the liquid crystal displays. So at some point, he had picked up this energy with the quartz crystals and realized that they focus, they can help you manifest, they can be used for healing. And so he started really studying different things regarding that. And he studied the pyramids at Giza and the Egyptian pyramids. He studied Tree of Life, Kabbalah. And so he found a way to cut the crystals. It's a very precise way. It has very particular angles, but the way these crystals were cut and were created by him was so that it would be like a little laser focusing energy to the person using or sending the energy with the crystal. And so really briefly, this part is the feminine or the receiving end. It's really gorgeous. I love that. And so this is where the energy comes in. And then the masculine, the tip of the crystal, is where the energy kind of shoots out like a laser. So he had a very, very precise way of doing this. Now, if you buy a crystal that is not actually a Vogel crystal, you are not going to get the same energy. It's just not. It's within how the crystal has been created and cut. So if it's not a true Vogel, you are not going to get the same results. Vogel crystals are real healer crystals. It's very important to know this is for serious healing work. So first of all, these crystals are very pricey. A lot of time, a lot of work goes into creating this. Not only is the cutting very important, but the intention, there's a lot of spiritual work as well as just cutting a crystal. So, and the sacred geometry is all part of how these were created or designed. So if you're not working with a Vogel crystal and someone says it's Vogel, it just doesn't have the same effect. Maybe a pretty crystal, but if you're looking for a real healing crystal, you will not get that unless it is a Vogel. Now, I'm not saying quartzes don't heal, but what I'm saying is if you buy something that's quote unquote Vogel, and it's not a Vogel, you're not going to get the same results as a Vogel crystal. So it's really important. And, the thing is too, when you see the crystal claiming to be a Vogel crystal and it's selling for $65 on a website, no way is that a Vogel. Chris, I don't blame you. I love them. They're fabulous to work with. Hi, Chris. So, I've also seen some crystals on Etsy and some of the other sites that are selling for hundreds of dollars, but they're not Vogels, because there are only 4, possibly 5 people right now who were trained by Marcel Vogel and who can make Vogel crystals. Those men, I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm just checking to make sure I don't leave anybody out, Ray Pinto and Rumi Da. This Vogel crystal that I have here actually comes from Rumi Da. And I have another little one, which is a citrine, and that came from Ray Pinto. Also, Bill Hurley and Drew Tousley. Those are the 4 people. So you would either have to buy these crystals directly from them. They all have websites. They all sell the crystals, or from an authorized dealer. Okay, so anything else is not a Vogel crystal. A few other things about Vogel crystals is Vogel crystals are quartz crystals. If they're made from anything else, it's not a Vogel crystal. Generally, Vogels are the clear, smoky, or citrine. Now, I know you can't really see this in here, but this happens to be a natural citrine crystal. And as you can see, these crystals, hopefully, let me see if I get a little background here, are very clear, because that's the other thing about a Vogel crystal. Vogel crystals, I'm trying to get this in the, are clear, okay? They are, that no inclusions. If they have inclusions, it's not a Vogel crystal. So it's really important to know that. Also, the way they were created and cut, Marcel Vogel, this cut resonates. He realized when it was cut in a particular way and certain angles, it resonates with the vibrational frequency of water. So another reason why these make great healing crystals. It's hard to tell here, but you know, if you want to know if your crystal is a legitimate Vogel, which is very, very hard to tell, you would hold it between your index finger and your thumb, and you have to look at it as you turn it. You will see the facets, the angles on the bottom. They should be perfectly straight. So if it's not a professional, if it's not someone who was trained by Marcel Vogel, you will notice some differences here. Chris, you're here. Do you have any questions about this? Again, this is very quick, and I want to do this not to call people out, but I think that as consumers, and if you are a member of the metaphysical community, if you do healing work or whatever, it's really important to have the facts, to know what something is or what it isn't. You know, a lot of times I see things and people make statements about essential oils that aren't essential oils. I've heard Afghani jade is a crystal. There's no such animal, okay? So it's really important for you. I can absolutely show the citrine one again. It's really important for you to do your homework and be smart. So I don't think you can really tell the color here. Let me see if I hold it against something white. Do I have something white here? Hang on a second, Chris. Okay, I don't know. This isn't really, okay. I'm trying for you. Hang on one second. Maybe the wall there, I don't know. Can you see a slight yellowish tinge to it? Or here we go. Here we go. Can you see? It's not showing well in this camera light, but it has a slightly yellow tinge. Yes, they're amazingly beautiful. So again, the way that they're cut is it's not only beautiful, but, and there's no, this isn't an inclusion. I'm kind of the person who doesn't take the plastic tags off their clothing when they buy them. I can wear them for a year and it'll have a tag. This actually has a price tag on this one that I haven't removed. So again, and so what do you use these crystals for? Very briefly. Okay, so what you use Vogel crystals for healing work. Healing work, it's really great for people who are Reiki practitioners, different healing modalities, axiotonal healing, reconnection, things like that. You can use it for, yeah, you could use it for crystal if you just do crystal healing, but they can be used on people or on animals. You can use it on a pet. They help restore the balance to your, auric field. They help remove blocks, energetic blocks. When you work with these crystals, you put the intention out there. Like any other crystal, you would put the intention out, what it is. And again, this is the laser end of it. So this is the receptive end that's receiving the healing, the vibrations. And this is where you're going to point that energy out. As a Reiki practitioner, you can hold the Reiki in your hand. You can hold it in your hand when you're working on someone. So they're really, really great to have. The way it was created is that the energy kind of spirals through, okay, because of the it has to do with the tree of life, the Kabbalah, the pyramids. The way this was created, masterminded by Marcel Vogel, is the energy kind of spirals up from this receptive end, and it spirals all the way up to the tip. And so that's where it kind of shoots out. And so these are really, really fabulous, fabulous healing tools. The only thing I will say is they are pricey. I mean, a small one is going to cost you several $100s, and that's the truth. So is it something to have just to play around with because you're pretty, they're pretty? I wouldn't recommend it. But if you have a healing practice and you want to use this, I would highly recommend it. There are some fabulous, places again that are connected. I will even leave something at the end of this video where you can actually get legitimate ones. And what I really just want to tell everyone, please be mindful and do your homework. There are so many things out there. And, you have two different schools on this. You have some people who sell crystals. Look, everybody wants to sell crystals today. It's amazing how many people have crystal businesses, right? We love crystals. They're fabulous. I've worked in metaphysical shops over the years, and I have a huge crystal collection. I love crystals. But not everybody who has a crystal business is educated on selling crystals. And it doesn't mean they're trying to cheat you. It doesn't mean they're taking advantage. But if someone comes in and says, hey, this crystal is a Vogel crystal, and, we sell it to you for this price, if they don't do their homework or they don't know, they're going to pass that on to you. So you have people who innocently don't know, and then unfortunately you have people that will take advantage. So be a smart shopper, inform yourself, do your homework, and if you're going to buy a Vogel crystal, make sure you buy the real deal. And I'm going to shoot a little bit of some really great positive energy and healing vibes out to everyone. So if you want to receive the energy, okay, just here we go. God bless everyone. Have a good night.